Hello gardening friends, welcome to Backyard Basics. So there's a lot of plants to bring some summer color out in the sun. And it's always a challenge to find some nice color for the shade. And in the fall, the colors really intensify whatever you're planting out there. That's the beauty of the fall. We drop that high temperature somewhere in late September, getting into October, and the plants just begin to glow. They're so beautiful. So you can plant right now. It's still a good planting time. Spring isn't the only time we plant. So if you're looking for some color, then let's show you a few of these. This one here on the end is a beauty. It's one of my favorites. It used to be in the houseplant category, but it's Strobilanthus or Persian shield, and it's just gorgeous. Look at that color. So in deep shade, we're going to struggle a little bit. We might put ferns out there, but in bright shade, where you can pass your hands over and see a little shadow, that's a good place for some of these. Here's another one. It's a classic. It's the Caladium. We know it'll do well, but the white ones will be very visible in the background. You'll see that nice white color, and so that'll lift, and then you have a grouping. That's beautiful. And you can save the bulbs. They can come back next year, dig them up during the winter time. And the coleus, of course, they're one of the classics. We have both kinds now, the ones that'll grow in the sun and the ones that really like the shade. Once again, bright shade, but really pretty plants. And in many, many different leaf colors these days. It's just a plant that has really evolved over the years. So the coleus is a great one. Now, we know the Turkscap, beautiful little plant, attracts the hummingbirds, and just a gorgeous shade plant, a good perennial. And so here's a new one right here. It's called Big Mama, and this has got a larger flower. Sometimes that flower is hard to see from very far, 10 feet, 12 feet away, a little bit more. You can see them on there. But now they will be much more visible with this much larger flower on this one. So the Turkscap is a very, very good choice for those shady areas, and they come back year after year. It's a wonderful little plant, and it'll take a lot of sun too if you got a spot where the shade is, but it's sunny. Put it out there. It's going to do very well. You know, I mentioned the house plants that are being used. Well, more and more of them are being used. I have a bunch of these spider plants or airplane plants in my garden. They make a great ground cover, and mine came through the freeze and came back and are looking very good. So that surprised me a little bit, but they got a big root system. So this little airplane plant comes in green and the variegated. I think in the shady areas, the lighter colors are going to do much better. And speaking of lighter colors, I like this little polka dot plant. This is another one of those house plants that can be used as a ground cover. Look at it. It's an unusual one, not quite a ground cover, but when planted in groupings, they do very well. Crossandra, that's another one. We usually know it as a container plant. It needs bright shade. In order to keep that little bloom going, bright shade. And of course, the classics are the impatiens. And these have a little mottled color on the flower. So it's a little bit of a change, but there are many different colored impatiens. Look at this little begonia. There's an assortment of begonias. This one right here will grow almost a foot tall and nice and wide. You know, another foot, maybe more wide. So this is a good little begonia for those areas too. Here's another houseplant right here, the purple Guy Nora. It is a nice trailing plant. Will give you a ground cover-like effect. Beautiful. The Crotons, there's a nice color for you. In tropical areas, they grow in the full sun. But our summer sun down here is really challenging. But I've been to landscapes around town where they've used a lot of Croton. Sometimes they'll stick the pot in the ground, just plant them that way, or they will put them out there directly in the ground and refer to it as an annual. And the philodendron. I've been around town and seen many beautiful philodendrons that just stay in the ground. If you're in one of those spots that we get serious cold, then you might want to protect it in the wintertime. But the philodendrons need some good space, and they do very well as a houseplant or part of your shady garden. So there you have it, just a few of the many, many plants that can go into the shade and just be beautiful. Once again, prep the soil, add some compost, and you're on your way. For Backyard Basics, I'm John Dromgoole. I'll see you next time.